Yes, Debasis ji, it is live.
Thank you. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. So, all of you, thank you. Thank you for joining on Sunday, Sunday morning. It's not easy to, sacrifice your, homework and lot of pending things on Sunday or for when it is Saturday evening. So, thank you for joining. So, this topic came to my mind quite some time back, and at that time, I was not sure what I want to talk or what I can talk. But then, over a period of time, I gathered some information, some ideas, some of the things that I believe I have seen, I have experienced, and what I see in people. So I thought it's an important topic of discussion, and perhaps I should at least share the way I perceive fun, and if it is good or bad or whatever it is that we can discuss in the session or maybe after the session also. But I was just trying to see whether we can put together an acronym for fun. Fugitive, because it is often temporary and momentary, so it is fugitive. Unemotional, because when we talk about fun, it is a momentary thing, it is a short duration thing, it's not a long thing. So most often when we are talking about fun, we don't associate or we don't assign emotion with it. So it is a form of unemotional enjoyment, that is fugitive and unemotional enjoyment. That is the way I look at fun. So I thought, let me put it in the first slide itself, FUN. So with this, we move forward. And if you go through the dictionary, there are a lot of definitions of fun, and some call it just it is enjoyment, how you enjoy yourself, how you spend time with people for a short period of time, have fun, have enjoyment, and so on. It could also be perceived as pleasure that you acquire from different activities that you do. It could also be a kind of a high point which you are looking for a long period of time. It could be a movie, it could be a drug, it could be anything, a party, it could be anything, or a get together, any kind of a thing. And often fun is also perceived as an amusement. I'll go slightly deeper into fun, discussing slightly deeper concepts of fun. But before that, I would like to help you understand anything in life has two perspectives. One is called the flow concept, and the other is called the stock concept. Flow concept is something that is flowing and that is continuous, and that is for a longer duration of time. It is not at a point in time. Okay. So here you see the tap on the right hand side. The water is flowing, so it is present continuous. Water is flowing, but when the water is in the bucket, it is stock. It is a stock concept. It doesn't change. It is fixed. Once it is there, it is fixed. So at a point in time, the water fills the bucket and it is full and it is over. So that is called the stock concept. And there's something called the flow concept. Flow concept is continuous over a period of time. It moves on, it changes, and so on. Stock concept is at a point in time. I perceive fun as something that happens at a point in time or a particular duration. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, could be 2 hours, 3 hours, or could be even a day, and so on. Suppose you go for a trek, and trekking is could be say 4 hours. Okay, so that is the fun for 4 hours. Okay, so but it is not a flow concept. It is either a point or a period of time. That's something that we need to understand well. Entertainment also falls under fun. So this is a slightly detailed and a kind of a structural uh, slide where I try to divide fun into several different kinds of activities that we pursue. So when you are talking about more of excitement and curiosity, it is more akin to game. It's like a fun game. Okay. So for example, if you want to try a new food, of course, it is a kind of a game. I mean, you're trying to play a game. I mean, you're just it is you're just trying it for fun. Okay, or maybe you are drawing something blindfolded. It is a game. Okay, so sometimes it is hard fun, sometimes it is easy fun, but at the end of it, it is a game. Or for example, if I ask you to close your eyes, which I do very often when during meditation sessions, if I ask you to close your eyes and see through your inner eyes or imagine something, it is a game. And it leads to curiosity. You never know once you close your eyes right now what you're going to see through your inner eyes. You never know that. So it is unknown, it is a game. Solving puzzles is also a game, it is curiosity. You never know the answers. Experimentation in the lab or any kind of experimentation that we want to do, say changing our furniture in our house from one style to another style is an experimentation. So you never know. You have never used a particular kind of a moisturizer in your life. You want to use it. It is an experimentation. Okay. So these are all easy fun, curiosity that comes out of curiosity. Excitement is it helps you to reach a high. So for example, hiking, video games are good examples. Origami, many of you practice origami, so that is also an excitement. Come to the lower side, but then all kinds of, if you took to, look at the left hand side, excitement also leads to a goal, because when you are hiking, you want to reach somewhere. Like, it is not just static. You are going high, or you have a target to reach there. So origami also, when you are doing it, you want to reach somewhere. Hiking is not same as travel. Travel is open ended. You are traveling, so it is not about you are trying to reach somewhere. Solving problems is also it could be uh, for just fun. Curiosity may not be for reaching a particular goal. It is open ended. Imagination is also open ended. But if you're talking about excitement, it always has a point to reach. Okay, so these kind of excitements are always goal-oriented excitements, and of course, it is fun. Okay, now come to the lower side, which we call amusement and relaxation. A lot of amusements. I mean, we all know that amusements are a part of fun. Sorry, one second. Yeah, amusements are type of funs. For example, I mean, if you have never gone for horse riding is definitely an amusement. Roller coaster rides, this a lot of this Imagica and all of that are there, where you can go for these roller coaster rides and falling from a very high level into water, diving deep inside, and then coming out. It's all about amusement. Going for a movie could be an amusement. Oh, but then it also associates with life. So whatever you do, it is a lifestyle fun. It associates with you. Not everybody will love bungee jumping, isn't it? So some people can associate with that kind of an excitement or amusement, others don't. For example, for somebody, boating is good fun, but for somebody, boating is a very, dry fun. There's no excitement in boating. I would prefer horse riding. Okay. So it varies from person to person. That is why it is associated with life also. Okay. For example, cooperating together to reach a particular goal or something also can be fun. For example, many times we have these games which are to be conducted, four of you together, even snake and ladder game. Okay, so it is competing and cooperating simultaneously. So these are all amusements, but then it is also associated with life, because you don't want to play a game with somebody whom you don't like, whom with whom you're not connected with. Okay, so it has a life and a human side of it. Of course, there are serious funs which we many a times get indulged into. For example, meditation is one we could call serious fun. Workout is also serious fun, because many of you, or say when you go for a walk, suppose you go for a walk every day, it is serious fun. Okay, of course there is a target there many times, but then it is very open target, that okay, I want to go for a walk every day. My I have something in my mind that probably walking every day will keep my blood pressure at bay, or I might lose weight. But that is not immediate goal. It is a long-term goal. Okay, so uh, um, some of very usual forms of relaxation could be, serious fun could be drugs. Okay, party, or collection of coins, stamps, and so on. These are also all serious funs. You are serious about it, but it is fun for you. Okay, so these are the different forms of fun. The way I look at it, I was also going through certain websites and books and all that. It is not exactly the way I am doing it. These are most of the examples that I've put in here are my own. I mean, I have come up with some of most of these things. But overall, people try to segregate in different formats. This is the format I like it the best, and I thought I'll share with you. Next is, if you talk about people, like for example, many times we associate ourselves with different kinds of people. That, oh my God, I want to have a romantic, fun-loving person in my life. We use the word fun in different aspects, or many times we associate ourselves with party loving and fun loving person. I mean, what kind of a person you are is often associated with the fun element that you have with you, or you are looking at the fun element in somebody else. You would like to uh, be friends with a person who has a flair for fun, you may say. Okay. And I came across a newspaper couple of days back, where in the matrimony section, I found this particular phrase used, looking for an alliance who is serious about fun. So, wonderful. You want to be serious about fun. Wow. So which means you want a person who will be always fun loving and no serious aspect. So that's, I mean, some terms that people use. The funny character is very commonly used, and often we associate a person. Oh, that person is a very funny character. So this like when you watch Mr. Bean or so, or something like that. Oh, very funny character. Okay, and you wish that, oh my God, it would be really great if I had this kind of a person in my life. Okay. Uh, Now, if you move to even place, so you might look at a place which is full of fun and joy, and so on also. So these are certain examples that we look for. A night full of fun and frolic is also something that we look for. Okay, now coming to slightly serious stuff about fun, and how does fun associate with consciousness? Okay, now most of if you look at our lives, most of our lives are often filled with a lot of negative emotions, and we often call, I mean, if you talk about consciousness, we often bring it as the level of falsehood, because we don't really want to be there, but sometimes we are there. And that could come with various kinds of aspects, like it could be grief or apathy or fear, or even anger, despair, and so on. So and nobody can say that we don't have these kind of levels of consciousness. We all go through these kind of levels of consciousness, and none of it appears alone. So it manifests in different forms. For example, if you are having a kind of a guilt sensation, guilt consciousness, then yeah, there's a blame game that also goes on. You know that, oh, you know what, yes, but then it happened because of something. So you try to assign that, and of course, it's a form of evil. It is not. It is not. It is not. I mean, something that you would love to have. And when there is a guilt, sometimes it could lead to a vindictive, attitude in people. And we are vindictive to self at times when we have the sense of guilt within. So like that, lot of us often go through several negative emotions, negative forms of consciousness, and an easy escape for most of us is fun. Okay, so when we are infested, or we are in a the entire survival paradigm that you see there, up to pride, it's all in the negative domain, and it leads to a lot of, it manifests in the form of anxiety. It can lead to hatred, it can lead to even craving, desire, and many a times we are in a denial mode even to accept what we are going through. So these are part of human life, and all of us at some point or the other, we go through all these different stages. But is it possible that fun can help us to come out of all these things? Well, we strongly believe that yes, it can. But and that is why we aspire for fun, to have a person who is fun loving in our life, to go for fun amusements and so on, that we discussed something sometime back. So that is the thing. Now, uh, but all of you must be aligned with me if I say that your ultimate purpose of life could be anything, but ultimate purpose of life will not be fun, right? So ultimate purpose of life will be of kind of love, happiness, peace, tranquility, bliss, serenity, a feeling of completeness, a feeling of perfection, a feeling of love, benign, or whatever you call it, eventually leading to enlightenment. So, over a period of time, we would all want that we are a happy person. So, happiness is the core, and we often have this misconception or perception that fun can lead us to happiness. Now, the beauty about fun is uh, fun can give you that kick. Fun can give you that kick, so that for a particular phase of time, you might perceive, or you might think that you're happy. But fun and smile, or the expression that comes out of fun, is not necessarily happiness, because happiness is over a period of time. It is a flow concept, as I showed you in the first slide itself. It is a flow concept. It is a continuous concept. It is not a momentary concept. It is not fugitive. It is not at a point. It is over a period of time. Okay. So obviously, fun is not happiness. So I don't want to enter into what is happiness and what is not happiness. That is a separate discussion, and I'm sure a lot of you have attended a lot of courses and sessions and presentations on happiness. I that is not my purpose here. So here I'm focusing on fun and what we should do and what we should not do. Now, the point is, when we are in this negative domain of different forms of negative emotions like anger, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, humiliation, despair, anxiety, regret, stress, whatever you call it, most of the time they don't come alone. They come together with few things. I mean, if it is only grief, you will be very happy. But then grief comes with sadness, and sadness. I'll take an example of somebody who lost his father a month back. So after the incident happened, I went and met him, and he had a guilt feeling that I did not take care of my father the way he took care of me. So there was a guilt feeling there, and the guilt led to sadness, and the sadness led to blame, that I could not do it because of, I don't want to take names, but then because of so and so and so and so, they did not allow me to serve my father. And then that leads to regret, that leads to anxiety, that leads to shame also. So any negative emotion doesn't come alone. It will always come in a group. It's a group behavior. It is not a It's a herd behavior. It is not alone, and then it takes over you. And when it takes over you, you need a escape mechanism. And what is the escape mechanism? Fun. I would be really happy if all of you are fun loving just for nothing. I mean, otherwise, you don't have anger, you don't have fear, you don't have any negative emotion, but still you want fun, which is very good, which is very, very good. This session is not about telling you that fun is bad in life. Of course, it is very, very good in life. You need fun in life. Who doesn't want a funny person in his or her life? We all want. Who wants a very serious person all the time beside you? Nobody. But then, as you see, the later part of the picture there, it is step by step. It should not be used like a drug. You know this person. What is the name of this person? The name of this person is Sergei Bubka. Sergei Bubka was a pole vaulter, and he, for I mean, years and years together, there was nobody in the world in Olympics who could beat Sergei Bubka in pole vault. So fun should not be used as a pole vault to jump from negative emotion to enlightenment. It will not happen. But then we all want that to happen. Can I have a mechanism? Can I have some fun that will help me to get rid of all negative survival paradigms and lead me to ultimate bliss? Unfortunately, that is not the role that fun plays in our life. This is something that could, I mean, when you are persisting and you are continuously following fun, it leads to something called fun addiction. And of course, there is no word called fun addiction, but then I thought I'll share with you. Uh, Addiction, of course, addiction is very powerful, and sometimes joyful also. Okay. So what it does is it blocks the lower levels. Like, see, as I was sharing with you in the earlier in this slide. So if you see here, there is a section here. There is a section here, if you see, which you need to cover, which you need to cross to lead to the level of love, joy, peace, happiness, and enlightenment. It is not automatic. From a state of grief and guilt and shame, suddenly you cannot reach peace. You have to work towards it. It is not automatic. Fun cannot help you to reach to that level. So, what you need to do? First of all, you have to come out of this whole concept of self-pity. You should have the courage, willingness of coming out of negative emotion. Once you're able to do that, then you start accepting what you are who you are. You, not your environment. If you are in a negative emotion zone, you don't blame others. What went wrong in you? You have to postmortem that. So that is acceptance. If you are able to accept why the grief, why the sadness, why the fear, you need courage to do that. Then comes the element of willingness. As you see there is an element of willingness. Willingness to move out of the negative domain, willingness of moving out of negative emotion and enter into a positive zone. And then, most importantly, do you have the right reason? Why do I want to be happy? Why do I want love? Why do I want joy in my life? Why do I want peace and serenity and happiness in my life? I must have some goal. It could be spirituality. It could be, to spread love across, everywhere, to create the positive vibrations. It could be anything. But you must have the reason, or it could be just a reason of, being in a positive domain. Nobody wants to be in a negative domain. That also could be an objective. So if you have the right reason, if you have the right courage to realize what is wrong, if you have the mode of acceptance, yes, I was in this zone, now I want to move out, and the right willingness, yes, I want to do it, then the reason can be created to move out. So life is not a pole vault. You cannot jump. You cannot jump from shame to peace. Shame से peace नहीं होता. Directly you cannot jump there. Understand? Okay. So let us now move to the next part. So these are all different modes of blocking the lower levels, as I was talking to you. Okay, so don't be on a denial mode or hopelessness mode. You should have the reason, and I mean, don't treat drugs. Drug fun should not become a drug for you. Okay, so while all of us want to move from the lower zone to the upper zone, but there is a process of doing it. So if you are directly thinking that yes, fun can change my life, it is not going to do that. You have to realize what is the job of fun and why fun is there in our life. Okay, it is very important, but then it is not your life-saving mechanism. So addiction can be like this for all of us, but you need to have the courage and the
हमारे इधर ये कम है ये
to
लो
move
इधर
and enter into that zone. Okay, so these are certain, but truth and falsehood about life. This is something I have already discussed. The reason that connects the left brain with the right brain, and if you have the right reason, then perhaps you can move from negative emotions to positive emotions also, and fun can play an important role in that. So the nine-step method is first is to you should admit what is the truth going on, and perhaps sometimes you need to, it could be egocentric. So maybe you have to give up some ego, or if I may use the word, let go. You know, so only when you are able to let go, then you will have the willingness to move up. Okay, and that will automatically, the moment you admit, the moment you submit yourself to the divine, then the higher self of yours will take charge, and healing and repair takes place of all your negative emotions. And that is how you establish truth in your life. And there's no truth in life, or even in any realms, which is greater than love. Love is the only truth in life. Okay. And if you are grateful about whatever happened to you and the way you have been able to overcome that, that finally leads to happiness. Okay. This is a very important. I worked a bit on creating this, and I thought maybe this will be interesting for you also. Some practical tips. Unhappiness is very easy. You really need to work if you want to remain happy. Just like, putting on weight is very easy for most of us, not for all, but to stay fit and at a particular level of weight, you need to work for it. Okay. Um, Life is overall tragic. Okay, nobody has a smooth life throughout. Some parts of the life, it's like high tide and low tide. Many times we are going through peace and tranquility. Sometimes life brings us a lot of crossroads and it becomes tragic. And we would also many times try to, see life as more tragic than it actually is, because we find it very difficult to compare with others, because according to us, our life is the most tragic than anybody else on earth. Okay. So life will be tragic, but even within that, can you bypass that and see the deeper aspects of life that can bring a lot of learnings to you, that can bring a lot of happiness to you over a long period of time, is the question. Okay. Wants, desires, all of that is insatiable. Okay. Uh, if you have to work on your aspirations and have to understand what is achievable and what is not achievable, what is good for you and what is not good for you. Okay, that is very, very significant and important. Uh, Sometimes, at sometimes, playing the victim card helps, but not always. Okay. U equal to I minus R is a very interesting thing. U is unhappiness. Okay. And I is ideal and R is real. Okay. So unhappiness increases if the gap between ideal and real increases. So you always have some ideal concept in mind. I'll give you an example of of uh, a friend. He uh, he I mean we were friends for a very long time. I'm talking about a school friend, very, very old school friend. He always was very close to me, but then he never came to my house, you know so after we graduated together, I invited him to my house once, and mom cooked food and all of that, and we were all like uh, uh, very happy that he's coming. uh, he came to my house, and I found that he was not happy. So I asked him, what is wrong? I mean, I don't see you very happy. So then he said something very weird. And I mean, of course, I never expected him to have that response. It did not hurt me though, but then it was very weird. What he said was, I had a different picture of your house in my mind. I thought that it is not in the city, so it will have a beautiful lake associated with it, and right in front there'll be a beautiful garden, and then gradually there'll be, both sides will be garden, and in between there'll be grass road where we will walk through, and then there'll be those olden zamindar style house and this and that. But then it's very different. So I'm a bit not so happy. See, these are all, I mean, expectations. And I mean, I never said that my house is this way. He just weaved all this in his mind. Okay. And also, happiness is not success, because success is momentary. Success cannot live. So I also wanted to create this particular term called tilted portrait syndrome. Of course, you will not find it anywhere in Google or whatever. And you see in front of you, there's a tilted portrait. Okay, so this is something that I align very much. So when I go to somebody's house, The house may be outstanding, spick and span. Everything is in its place. Everything is fine, good. And I mean, you just have a wow feeling. Suddenly, in one corner, you find a portrait which is slightly tilted. And your focus goes there only. I mean, the 99.999% that is so good is not visible to you. And your
Missing
mind is,
touching.
how do I align it and make it straight? Arey, go and look at your home, what it is. So many times, this is being judgmental. Okay, maybe it has tilted a bit, but how can I ignore that kind of a perfection and still admire what is there in front of me? Thank you very much.
हम्म, तो प्रोफेशन का नहीं 40 मिनट का था
Thank you, Debasis. Does anyone has any question?
क्या प्रश्न पूछे बोलो ऐसे
It was very interesting topic with fun, like you distinguish them so much, like fun, happiness, and all those related terms.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if nobody has any question, we can close the session here. Actually, this session is very, I mean, intuitive. So obviously, it is not also controversial. So maybe for that reason, nobody has any question. But it was good to. I mean, I felt good to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing. I think it's very important that
Yeah.
I think Aparna ji wants to share.
No, sir, I just wanted to say thank you because it was a thought-provoking session. We can think so much about fun.
Yeah.
We just take it like, oh, it's okay, okay type, okayish thing.
Yes. Yes.
So no, it's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what I try to select a very simple thing, and yet it is so deep. It goes so deep. So many things are there, aspects are there. But I think the major takeaway is, don't lead your life with drugs.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debasis ji. Thank
Thank
you, everyone, and see you again.
Thank you so much for a lovely session.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Dev.
Thank you.